Before we get into this video, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that we will be talking about depression, body image, and body dysmorphia. So if you do need help, please go seek a medical professional. I will just be sharing my journey. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Over the past couple of months, I've shared a couple times how I dealt with depression over this past winter. And something that helped me cope with my depression was eating comforting foods. And that mixed in with training less and moving less, I ended up gaining some weight. Now, I know everyone deals with self-love, body image differently. How we perceive ourselves is different to how others perceive ourselves, whether that's positive or negative. We all are so different, and our self-love and body confidence journeys will all be so different. And with my channel, I've always wanted to promote self-love and body confidence, and that especially in the athletic fitness world, on social media especially, I wanted to kind of put myself out there that you don't have to be completely shredded to be considered healthy and fit. And as a more curvier athletic woman, I wanted to share my journey, and I wanted to share, well, I have shared in the past that self-love is all so different, and I've shared tips on how to kind of work on your self-love journey, work on your body confidence. And my journey is going to be completely different than yours probably, but it's so important that we work on it, and that it's so important that we learn to love ourselves, because it will help us so much mentally. Once I started working on my body image, it helped me so much mentally. Just be more confident in myself and just be happier overall, and not worrying about every little thing that I thought was wrong with me. Now, as we grow older, our bodies fluctuate, our weight fluctuates, you know, we all change, we age, you know, all those things come hand in hand as we grow older, and that really does change our self-love journey. Our self-love journey never has a finish line because we're always changing, and it's so important that we recognize this and that we're continually working on that. And it actually took me a while to realize that I was struggling with my body image. It didn't faze me for a while. At first, I thought it was because of my injury, because I wasn't performing as well in the gym, and that, yes, did have some underlying issues, but that mixed in with some weight gain, I really started to struggle with my body image, and I started to really hate myself. And so I wanted to share with you guys some things that I've been doing over the past month and a bit now, of what's been really helping me kind of get back on track and start loving my body the way it is. Even though I have gained some weight, I still want to love it. So in this video, I will be sharing some things that helped me, that they aren't cure-alls, and these are things that I have to continue working on. I'm not going to be perfect overnight, and it's not going to be done like within a month. I'm not like, yeah, I'm good, I'm fixed and everything. Of course not, it doesn't work like that. It's just things to kind of help me get back on track to start doing again, because with the depression, I actually stopped doing a lot of healthy habits that made me feel good about myself, and it was important that I started doing those again. So I started feeling better about myself and just working on my mental health and my mental health surrounding my body. I drew a lot of inspiration from Sierra Schultes. She has helped me a lot on my body confidence and self-love journey. So I really do recommend to check her out if you guys don't know her. She's not a fitness person, but she is someone who really promotes self-love and body confidence. So I know this was a bit of a long intro, but let's just jump into kind of how I have dealt with my body image and what I want to work on when it comes to my body image to get better at those things. I look so tired today. That wasn't my intention with today, but here we are drinking some tea. I wanted to just go over some of the points that I want to work on within the next month and try and start creating my habits again and start creating new habits, so that I kind of get back to myself and start feeling myself. And I'll just go through the list of things, and I think my plan is, I don't really know how I'm editing this video, but I think I have a plan, so I hope this all makes sense. But I'm going to go through the list, and I'm going to talk about each point and then show you guys some clips of me doing it. I'm not going to do it for like 30 days in a row or anything like that. I want to implement it in my routine more frequently, Am I going to be consistent every single day? Probably not. That's just a reality of things. But I want to make an effort of doing these things. That's the point of this, is making more of an effort so that I will feel better about myself. So obviously I'm not going to film a clip every single day because this video would be like 5 hours long when we don't want to be sitting through a 5-hour video. I'm going to share with you guys kind of what I plan on doing to help with my body image and kind of my struggles through it maybe, or something like that, and just share with you guys what I'm kind of going through and just bring you guys along my little journey with me. So I've kind of broken it up into a couple categories. The first one is taking care of myself. That is something that I think is really important, is that when we're not feeling great about ourselves, when we have gone through a really hard time and we're not feeling confident in ourselves, I think taking care of yourself is something that makes you fall in love with your body again. That is something that I started doing when I started my self-love journey, and just taking care of myself made me fall in love with my body just so much more. So the first one I want to really work on is doing my skincare routine. When quarantine happened like over a year ago now, I started a skincare routine and I fell in love with doing it, and I fell in love with just taking care of myself, and it was something that I actually really enjoyed doing. It's just kind of fun to see how products react to your skin, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, especially the different times of month. Like sometimes I'll get a lot of acne on my chin near my period time, so I have to use different products. And yeah, I really have just fallen in love with just learning about my facial skin when I never really took care of that stuff before. This also goes like hand in hand with another thing that I want to do, and that is dancing in the morning. So I don't think I will do this every morning, but I know most mornings, probably during the week, like Monday to Friday, when I am going to work and I'm in my routine, I like to kind of get myself up and excited for the day, and so I like to dance in the morning. I know it sounds so cheesy to some people, but dancing brings me a lot of joy. Even if it's like fun dancing, really, it just brings me tons of joy. So those are two things that I want to work on for taking care of myself. This morning I'm going to mix two of my little goals into one. I'm going to be doing a little bit of my dance. I want to do this as I get ready in the morning. It just kind of brightens up my day for the rest of the day as I listen to some old school tunes. And I'm going to be doing my skincare routine at the same time. So a little wiggle here and there, a little, you know, fun little dancing. Please don't make fun of my dance moves. I'm gonna film a couple clips of this, but I'm not gonna film it every day. But yeah, that's my goal, is to do it every day, at least the dancing one, to do it at least 5 times a week, and the face care routine, at least start getting back to my routine doing every day. I'm gonna do that and get ready for the day. Let's get some dancing on. I'm listening to some Pussycat Dolls, don't ya? This is my old school stuff. Also, I'm gonna put some other music over this because I don't want to get copyrighted. Okay, you guys are a little awkwardly tall for me, but I don't have my tripod and it's like too awkward on everything. So you guys are there. This is probably the best spot for me. Anyways, the sun is setting, so it's kind of bright. It's like coming in the window. But I'm gonna do my nighttime skincare routine. So I've actually been doing this for a while now. I've been really implementing my skincare routine. I just don't film it because most of the time when I do it, it's like when I go and take a shower, I wash my face in there, and then I like come out and do my skincare, and then sometimes David's in the shower when I'm doing it. So we don't want to be showing that. But tonight I'm doing it a little bit early because I took a shower earlier, and it's like Sunday and I just want to relax and feel clean. And also tonight I wanted to do a mask. I'm doing this salicylic I can't say this, acidic mask. It's like a black mask, and I put it on my chin just because I have like a lot of like just my pores are very clogged down here very easily, and I'm also breaking out a lot. So I'm going to put this on my face and do a quick little mask. First, I'm going to wash my face with my favorite cleanser, Kalamazoo by Lush. So let's do that. I learned this trick from TikTok, and I mean, I don't really know how effective it is. Apparently, you're supposed to put your cleanser on dry, like before you you're not supposed to wet your face first. Like a good moisturizing cleansers, you should technically put it on without wetting your face, and I have been doing that, and I find it makes my skin a lot softer. So just FYI. Face is clean. Now time to apply this mask. I'm running out of it a little bit, but I actually just apply it on my chin, sometimes on my nose, but my nose has been looking, actually maybe not. I'm gonna apply some on my nose too because it's looking a little rough. And I'm just gonna let this sit on my face and clear my pores. Mask is all off. First, we're putting on some hyaluronic acid while my face is still damp, so you know it absorbs in, kind of thing. And then tonight we are just putting on some nicotinamide. I have no idea how to say that, but some of that on my chin because your girl's broken out and I got some damage on there. So we're gonna put a little bit of that down here on my chinny chin. And then also I'm going to be using some retinol, what am I saying? Retinol, putting that on my face as well. I like to put it on in the evening just because it can be pretty harsh on the skin, and I have something that brightens the skin that I use in the morning, so I use this at night. And then last but not least, since it's the evening, I'm using the organic cold pressed rose hip seed oil, and I put that on in the evening just because it's an oil, really, it's thick. So I like to put that on my face to help moisturize it. And now that is it. That is my nightly skincare routine. I know you guys probably didn't really care about it, but I've actually been implementing, like I said, it quite a bit, and making me feel good. It makes me feel good when I take care of my skin because I just feel, I don't know, feel good when you take care of yourself, I guess. It just makes me feel good. So yeah, we're doing our skincare routines from now on. Next is something that is part of taking care of myself, and that is spending more time outside and sitting in the sun. Sitting in the sun is so good for you and just gives you so much more endorphins and energy. Especially I find grounding yourself, like walking in your grass or just relaxing outside and just taking in as much nature as you can around you. It really does make me feel so much better and just better about myself. And to take care of myself, it's important that I get some sunlight and just spend more time outside. I know it's so simple, but as soon as the sun hits my skin, I just feel so much joy and I feel so much better about myself. It brings me a lot more joy, so I feel more happier within myself. Last but not least, of course I want to start sitting down and journaling again. With depression and with negative body image, it's really important that I sit down and just journal. Just write out all my feelings, just write it all out on a piece of paper, because it just gets out of my system. Like, it just kind of flushes me out. So sitting down, journaling, just kind of how I feel, and just, you know, it just, instead of it constantly being stuck in my head, if I sit down and journal, it just takes it out of my head and just makes me forget. And then this also gives me time to just kind of sit down and like meditate, take some time for myself. Even though it's like 10 minutes, it just makes me feel good. And something I really want to work on this specifically is finding things that I'm grateful for. When I find things that I'm grateful for, it makes me change my perspective so much. It puts me into a more positive mindset. And so I want to find at least 3 things that I'm grateful for each and every day. And it can take like 2 seconds to find things that I'm grateful for, but one of those things has to be something about my body. I want to do this for 30 days at least, and I just want to find something that I love about my body, whether it's my stomach, whether it's my muscles, whether it's my toes. Like, just something I want to be grateful for so that I find more appreciation for my body. If you hear any banging or cutting or anything like that right now, there's just people outside working on our porch. We are doing an extension. That has nothing to do with this video right now. I'm sitting down and I'm journaling. I originally wanted to do this more in the morning. I just didn't have time this morning, so I'm doing it now. Whether I have time in the morning or at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter. But I would say the morning is probably the best time for me to kind of set myself for the day so that I'm not such in a negative headspace. So I'm sitting down, I'm gonna journal, and I'm gonna find 3 things that I'm grateful for. And one of those things has to be about my body. So the next kind of section is, it can be seen as shallow, but it's really not, and that is appearance. So I want to put more effort into my appearance, and very often I don't go to the gym. I don't really go out very much. I go to work, and my work is pretty isolating. I don't see people very often, and Dave and I will go out once a week, but even then we don't go out to a restaurant. We usually go and have it taken out because we're still in lockdown here and restaurants aren't open right now. But I do want to put effort into like doing like little dates with David and putting more effort into that, and also just putting more effort into my appearance when it comes to work. So even though I don't see people very often, I still want to start wearing cuter clothes when it comes to going to work, and just wearing nicer clothes when it comes to going and doing like a little picnic or something with David, getting some takeout with David, and we do like a little picnic or something like that, just because I feel more confident when I actually put effort into my appearance. Like right now, I know I'm in my sweater and pants, but I just feel so much better about myself, more confident within myself. And most of the time I'm in my gym clothes, like that's just what's comfy for me. But then it just becomes a routine, and it just, you guys kind of know what I mean. Like if you're in your sweatpants all day or in your leggings all day, you tend to just like not work on your appearance. Whereas now I want to take some time out. This isn't obviously going to be every single day, but I want to take more time and putting more effort into that just so I feel more confident. It's very easy for me to just put on a sweater and leggings and feel okay in that, but I want to kind of step out of my comfort zone, put more pizzazz into my outfits, and just feel a little more confident when it comes to putting effort into my appearance, I guess you can say. I come to you barefaced this morning, and one of the things I wanted to work on was getting more dressed up, I guess more often, like actually putting a little bit more effort into my outfits. And I mean, I'm not gonna go like crazy or anything like that. I'm gonna keep things pretty natural. This morning, Dave and I are actually going to have brunch together. So we're gonna put on a little bit of makeup, get a little bit ready, and put on just, you know, some cute shorts, a nice t-shirt, and it's gonna be like a casual brunch, but also just a little more effort instead of like bike shorts and a hoodie, because the past couple months that's all I've been wearing. So let's get ready. We're gonna start with putting on some makeup. So this is my outfit. I just have an oversized tee on. I know this is probably really casual for some people, but it's in style, and I'm like feeling kind of cute with a pair of jean shorts. I just have these little jean shorts on. I knew someone who had an old pair of Levi jeans that were like really old from like the 90s, and they weren't using them. They were gonna throw them out. So I was like, hey, you know what? I can fit into them. And I ended up just cutting them into shorts, and I've had them for like years. They've really worn in. Like I ripped a hole in the butt on this side, not intentionally, just I was pulling them down and, you know, ripped a hole. And they've just kind of worn in over the years, so they look like really worn in shorts. But I like this outfit. I think it's cute, it's stylish. I know a lot of people are like, it's just jean shorts and a t-shirt, but honestly, when I'm stepping out of activewear and I'm not wearing activewear, that is me putting an effort in my outfit. The next category is kind of like, I put influences on it because this is really with the influences that I get from social media. Obviously, social media influences us so much more than we actually think. And I kind of chose 2 things that I want to work on that I believe will help me so much with my body image. And because social media influences us so much, it's important that we choose people to follow and what we watch very carefully, because it's so easy for it to easily affect someone who's dealing or just having a hard time with their body. And one thing I want to work on is following more people that are working out for health reasons and not for aesthetic reasons. I've talked about this in the past and I've done that in the past. I'm going to start limiting more people who I follow as CrossFitters, like CrossFit athletes. Very often I tend to get sucked into this thing where I'm like, oh, I want to be a CrossFit athlete, I want to be super ripped like them, when that's not the reality. I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to do that, I guess. Like, I don't want to be working out for 8 hours a day. That's not what my, I guess, focus is. I think that's what most of us are. Like, obviously I want to get better in CrossFit, obviously I want to be the best that I can be, but being ripped and like that all the time isn't the reality for most people, and for me as well. But I want to start following people on social media that help me and better me and remind me that we're not all these perfect athletes. I actually started doing this, and I want to share with you guys a couple people that I started following to help with this. One of them is actually a friend of mine, and she's actually on YouTube if you don't follow her already. And she is a CrossFitter, and I would say she's like mid-size, and she, you know, lost a lot of weight, but at the same time she isn't there for aesthetic reasons. She's there for functionality, which I really like, and her name's Bethany Robinson. So if you want to check out her YouTube channel, I would really recommend it. If not, check out her Instagram. She has really great posts, and she's always posting such great information and just great things about mental health and body image. I feel like I can relate to her with that, and that's what it's all about, is relatability. And someone that I actually just started following recently and has been helping me so much. I've seen a lot of posts in the past, but I never really followed her until like recently I saw one that really just hit home with me, and I decided to follow her. And her name's Mike Zazon. She's all about embracing the imperfections in her body and not working out for aesthetic reasons. She really works out for health reasons. She doesn't do CrossFit though, so I don't know if you're interested in that. But her just talking about how her body isn't completely toned, and talking about how she has stretch marks, how her bikini line has some ingrown hairs and things like that. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, I guess. Like, my body is like that too, and that I can relate to her, and that okay, like, you know, it's okay that we have some ingrown hairs near our bikini line, and it's okay that we have cellulites. I want to embrace that more of myself, and I think she is a great person to follow about that. Now, this leads me into my next point, and something that I've dealt with in the past, and it can be really damaging for me. It might be damaging for you, and you might just not notice. I can do it right now on my phone, and that is limiting my TikTok time. So you know how like you can get stuck on like a different side of TikTok and you just start getting all these videos? I'm on this side of TikTok where I'm seeing all these fitness people, and they're there for the aesthetics and not for the health reasons. They're there to have the skinny waist and the big butt is what I'm trying to say. The skinny waist and the big butt. And I've been comparing myself to these people, and I'm like, first of all, I don't even do workouts like that. I do CrossFit, and these people are doing like, you know, all the booty workouts and everything. And I've just fallen down this rabbit hole where I am deeply comparing myself to them, and it is so toxic. I'm trying to get off that side of TikTok. It's a little hard sometimes. Sometimes it's so easy when you're just scrolling and you're moving so fast through TikTok that you don't really have time to really think about a post, like stop and think about it and remind yourself, no, like you can't compare yourself to them, like because you're moving so fast and you're going through TikToks that you just end up being like, oh, I wish I had a body like her, oh, I wish I was like this. So it's just like very easy to get sucked into that. And so I want to put a time limit on my TikTok so that I'm not doing that. I'm not constantly comparing myself, because that is so easy, and it's so easy to get sucked into that. And I'm just, in general, like, I need to step away from that, so I'm not always comparing anything in my life to people on the internet, which is ridiculous. Like, you should not just compare your life to mine. Like, we all live such different lives, but it's so easy to compare our lives to other people and fall into that trap. I just want to say also that TikTok is also a great thing. There are great things on the app. I mean, it has helped me with so many things, but at the same time, sometimes you can get stuck down like a negative rabbit hole. But at the same time, I want to set my app limit time, I guess you could say. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna get this over and out of the way. So I'm gonna set an app limit, add limit. I've never done this before. You know what? I think this is gonna be a good thing, honestly. I think I'm going to do like 1 hour every day. That seems like a lot, but at the same time, it's so easy to scroll easily. So we're gonna set 1 hour a day, so then I'm just like not addicted to my phone, because that's another thing. This will help my addiction to the phone. I've added a limit, so it's on there. Cool. Okay, that was easy, but it's just something that I think will just help me a lot. The last subcategory, I called it getting in touch with my body. And this sounds so strange, but at the same time, I want to take some time to work on my body, and I've dealt a lot with struggling with my body, so I want to start getting more in tune with it, I guess is the better word. And one thing I want to firstly work on is writing down my goals for fitness. And I also think that writing down my goals will help me find more motivation when it comes to working out, because I know that I can easily obtain these. Since I've been working with my physiotherapist for a little bit, I've been able to find a little bit more motivation to reaching these goals, and it's just kind of set a new perspective. So it makes me feel a lot better to work on things for my body and make me feel more motivated when it comes to working out. I'm about to get a workout in, and something that you guys know that I mentioned is I've been really dealing with my body image when it comes to the gym. One way is that I kind of wanted to change that was through motivation and doing goals in the gym and just changing my mindset around achieving goals. Previously, like, I was really struggling with obtaining goals, and a lot of times with that struggle, I was getting down on my body because of my weight, and I was telling myself that I wasn't achieving those goals because of my weight and not because of my injury, and that I need to rehabilitate my shoulder even more to become stronger, to be able to get back to where I was before and be able to reach my goals. So I wrote down some goals that I wanted to achieve in the gym to help me be more confident in myself when it comes to working out in the gym, and know that I'm strengthening my shoulder and getting stronger again in my shoulder, and that is what I'm going to work on to be able to get better in the gym. And it's not because of my body weight. It's really because I was compensating, I wasn't doing things properly, and I need to make sure that I'm rehabilitating and doing exercises for my shoulder properly. And so I started working with a new physiotherapist to get these goals, and I have already worked on a couple goals and achieved them, and I kind of see that little spark of feeling more confident when it comes to the gym again. And these are all things I want to do within a month. So it might be aggressive a little bit, but at the same time, these are goals that I work with my physiotherapist. And like I said, I've already achieved some goals before this, and I already feel so much better and more motivated in the gym. And I've already noticed that I stopped blaming my body so much, like my weight and everything like that, instead of realizing that my shoulder just needs to get stronger and I need to be more confident and trust my shoulder a lot more, where I didn't have that before. So we're working on little goals, and that's gonna give me the motivation and make me feel just so much more confident when it comes to doing things in the gym. That's really how my brain kind of works, and that by achieving smaller goals and things that are more attainable, then it will make me feel so much better and not blame my weight or the way my body is on not being able to achieve the exercises. It's just things I need to work on to be able to get stronger. The last thing I want to talk about is just being more vulnerable to you guys and to everyone who follows me on social media. I never want to put on this fake persona that I'm super confident in my body. I want to show people that, you know, sometimes I'm not 100% confident, and I have in the past, but I want to take it a step further and show, I guess, more of my body, just because I know a lot of people can relate to me. I've found relation to people on social media, like I spoke about before. I want people to know that they're not alone, especially in the athletic world. It's so easy to get sucked into, as you guys know, a lot of the athletic body types, as I spoke about before. And my body is not going to look like everyone else's body when it comes to fitness and athleticism. I find I fit more of a curvy athletic body type rather than more of like a thin, straight athletic body type. No shaming here at all. And I want to show people that that's okay. It's okay to still have some fat in your stomach. It's okay to still have some fat in your legs. They don't need to be completely shredded, completely muscular. I want to show people that that's okay, and I want to take more pictures and videos of myself just being more vulnerable, showing that, yeah, I have a little bit of a stomach and that's okay, but I can also deadlift 300 pounds. I'm gonna take some time to be more vulnerable, take more vulnerable pictures about myself, and feel better about what I'm doing, and showing people that it's okay to be healthy and work out. Like, not everyone we see on social media that is super lean and shredded is healthy either, and that you can be healthy looking like this. You can be healthy because you bulk up on muscle. So this is the last thing, but something that I really want to work on, because I think it is so important, and just a message that I want to spread to so many more people, because everyone deserves to love their body, and I think that that is just so important. All right, one of the things I wanted to work on was being more vulnerable, taking more vulnerable pictures and videos of myself and sharing that, especially on just my social media, my Instagram and everything like that. I want to show people that I have roles and that it is okay. So I'm not gonna film it, but I'm gonna take a picture of myself, and it's gonna be pretty vulnerable. I'll put it up here, I guess. But I want to feel good about myself, and I know that I will feel good about myself, and whatever picture I put here, I'm proud of myself for taking that picture, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy sharing these things. It's putting yourself out to a lot of people, and it's really hard sometimes. So I know that I'm confident in myself, and I know that I love myself, and that people should love themselves too. We all deserve to love ourselves, because that is what's good for our mental health and our self-love. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not coming on here saying that I'm cured, I'm like perfect now. Of course not. There's still some days where I do struggle, but I am in a much better mental health space than I was before, and putting these habits back into my life have helped me so much, and just practicing being a better person, being more open, being more vulnerable to you guys really is helping me, and I really hope that it helps at least one of you. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It truly does help the channel a lot. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. You guys know where it is. And don't forget to be unstoppable, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Cold inside like windshield leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night.